I rise in support of the bill number 21 of 2021 that was presented to this House by my colleague, Minister of Natural Resources, Minister Vikram. Mr. Speaker, I will not want to read what is in here for everyone. Everyone should have read this bill. And based on what I'm hearing from the opposition, there's need for them to reread the bill. Mr. Speaker, this is a bill long in the making. This is a bill that should have been presented to this House, by my reckoning, sometime in 2015, because we discovered oil sometime in 2015, just before election. We lost the election, but we won the last election. And that is the reason why this bill is now presented to the House, because we have an opposition that was in government but was marking time. Mr. Speaker, I can only go to their own minister comment in an article in Kaichur News 2 days ago. But before I do that, I would like to recall that 2,000 years ago, a Roman poet by the name of Horace asked us to seize the day. And from that statement remains one of the oldest philosophical mottos in Western history. I submit that we have an opposition who failed to seize the day when they were in government. And I said, and I say again, this bill should have been presented to this House since 2015. The fact that you did not present this bill, and the fact that you come today to debate this bill without reading it thoroughly, is like adding insult to injury, self-inflicted injury to you, the members of the opposition. And if I should go further, Mr. Speaker, as I mentioned 2 days ago, your own former minister, the Honorable Carl Greenidge, in an article where he was interviewed, mentioned that ad nauseum, he asked the Granger government to come up with a master plan for oil and gas. And if you could go to the minutes, Comrade, go and read the article. It's in yesterday's paper. If you go to the minutes of their cabinet meeting, you would see over and over again, he keep telling and advising his colleagues to come up with a master plan for oil and gas. And you know what? He went on to say a few things. And perhaps if I read this part, it describes the opposition clearly. You need to have vision, he said. If you have no vision, you will go where a chaotic market and chaotic actors in the community take you. So we have a situation where we have an opposition who, when they were in government, exhibited no vision for oil and gas. The companies were drilling and they were finding oil. And we had a government that sat down from 2015. I don't know if I could say Tom or Bum in the House, Mr. Speaker. They sat on their hands and they did nothing. No vision. They printed a magazine, I'm corrected, by my honorable colleague on the other side who showed the magazine. They printed a magazine. And now we are told that magazine, it was their policy on oil and gas. Mr. Speaker, that was just a magazine for light reading with a glass of wine or a cup of coffee. That was a magazine for dreamers. That was a magazine for people who are visionless. The world, the oil keep turning, and the oil keep pumping, and they were dreaming, reading their magazine. And now they come in this house to tell us that magazine was their policy. Mr. Speaker, this today will become law, and this will become policy. This will guide us in ensuring that the people of Guyana share in their patrimony, share in the resources that all of us has been long waiting for to transform our lives. We promised 50,000 jobs in our manifesto. This is an opportunity to help us create those 50,000 jobs for all the people of Guyana. This is an opportunity for all Guyanese to get into the business of oil and gas. The oil and gas is Guyana oil and gas. It is Guyanese oil and gas. We must benefit, and that is what this bill is telling us. That is what this bill is protecting for all the people of Guyana and promoting for all the people of Guyana to get into the business of oil and gas and benefit from it. Mr. Speaker, the time has come for us to take corrective action. And all the people of Guyana are dependent, quite rightly so, on us, the PPPC government, to take those corrective actions. Seize the day. This will be passed today. This will become law. This will promote business in Guyana for the people of Guyana to get involved in business and create employment for more of the people of Guyana. Mr. Speaker, I ask that members of the opposition reconsider your demand to send this bill to a select committee and vote for this bill today. Vote for this bill today. Because this, along with the other bill to come, are the two pillars on which we will build the oil and gas master plan that your former minister quite rightly spoke about. Mr. Speaker, as mentioned before, we first discovered oil in 2015. Oil in 2015. And we had forced oil, the forced production in 2019. And for you to come to this house today and ask us to send this to select committee is adding insult to the injury that you already caused yourselves. That's right. The people of Guyana want this bill to be passed today. And, Mr. Speaker, I will end by asking us not to fail to seize the day and pass this bill today. Mr. Speaker, when the local content bill is signed into law, the Minister of Natural Resources, I can assure you, would move swiftly, immediately, to set up and operationalize the local content secretariat. And that secretariat will be responsible for the monitoring of the companies involved in the oil and gas sector to ensure their adherence to the local content law and to ensure all Guyanese benefit from oil and gas as we know it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.